What's up, guys? We got tons of questions for today's Q&A. I'm super stoked. I can't wait to get started on it. But before we do, I got something really sick to show you guys. Limited edition, super sick Evolution merch. We got red die cuts. We only have 25 of them. They'll be linked in the description through the sticker link. Guys, go check out, snag the red Evolution stickers while you can, because like I said, there's only 25 of them. I don't think we're going to do them again anytime soon. This is kind of like a test as well, but they're so sick. I kept a couple for myself because I really liked them, so super stoked on the red Evolutions, guys. Linked in the description. With that, let's jump into the Q&A. Okay, so Whack BRD21's got a pretty sick question. Do you ever get sick of filming and say screw it and just go ride? Going out and making a vlog and filming it isn't a problem, other than when we have a short day of riding and the park's only open for 3 hours. We're gonna get 8 runs in, which means I get to hit 4 runs and Ben gets to hit 4 runs, or Daniel hits 4 runs. So that's a bummer. So the quality or the amount of riding you're actually doing is cut in half. That is kind of like a killer, because it's like, dude, I could be out here grinding, I'm going a ton, like I could be getting all these tricks, but I'm filming a bunch. Experience you get and everything, like the vibe and everything from filming and making fun videos, it's a different experience in itself, because it's like, dude, well, we went out, I got like one of the tricks I wanted to get, but the overall experience was a lot of fun. So I say the only time we put the cameras down, we're like, screw it, is when we get really frustrated with the day, like we're falling, things aren't filming right, just things are going wrong, and then we got to ride down this really crazy busy run. It's like, okay, I'm not going to film anything. I'm just going to put the camera down and we're just going to get out of this, like, let's get off the resort. That's really the only time where it's like, I put the camera down, like, let's get out of here. Alright guys, Ray Rodriguez has a pretty solid question. Been skiing for 3 years so far and want to try out snowboarding this season. What tips can you give to someone who knows the basics but is new to snowboarding? For that question, part of the question, I would say, like, know your limits. Like, don't go on the main run. Like, stick to the bunny hill. A lot of people don't know how to snowboard and they go up to the top of the mountain, they go on one, like a blue or something they can't do, and then they fall a bunch. The bunny hills are meant to be easy, meant to be to learn on, and like that's my biggest thing, is go do that, and then you're gonna fall a bunch and eventually you'll kind of pick it up. If you have someone that does know how to snowboard and that will go with you and give you a little bit of tips, I would do that. A lot of it comes down to the person. Like Kevin, I taught Kevin how to snowboard these last 2 seasons. I didn't have to tell him much. He wanted to snowboard. He just stood up and started going, and when I noticed something, I'd give him a small little tip. So I think the biggest thing is just start on the bunny hill. Don't go for the whole mountain. And then for the Browns, for them to get better, I think they did a lot of the right steps, and they got rid of a bunch of people in their organization, but you just got to clean house, I think, because there's no way you get all those professional athletes and they go 0-16. Pretty sure that's a coaching in-house issue, not a player issue. All right, Jimmy81R has a question. He says, last season I hit jump 4 and 5 at Keystone. They're like a 10 and a 15, 10 and like a 20-foot jump. They're not crazy big. Never got to try 1 through 3, which is a bigger progression. It's like, I'm probably wrong about these numbers, but like 10, 25, 35. I plan on jumping those this season. How do you like those jumps? I like those jumps a lot, other than the very first jump, because the lead-in is pretty long, so you can oversend it often, which for most people is an issue. But I literally watch people die on that first jump all the time. It's not really for, like, I don't like it because of me hitting it's fine, but it sucks to seeing these like beginners just send it, and just I've almost seen people die on that jump. But the jump, they're really not that bad. They're not as poppy as I would say as 4 as 5. They're more straight out. I'm actually planning on doing backside 900 on jump 3 this season. The hand is almost better, guys. It feels great. I'm being able to lift a little bit more, so the hand's almost completely healed, and then it's like hammer time. We're going after it. But I think hopefully I answered your question. They're not that bad. I say go for it. If you can hit 4 and 5, you can hit 1 through 3. They're fast. Like, you got to go fast to hit them, but you can also oversend them. They're tricky. You just got to feel them out. And on the lines of feeling it out, stand up there until you see someone hit the jumps, or someone comes up to you and say, have you hit these? What's the speed? How many carbs do you take? Obviously, ask someone that's kind of around your body size. If you're 5'6" like me and a 7-foot person shows up, he's probably got 50 pounds more weight on me. I'm not gonna totally follow his cars because he's got more weight than me. He's gonna go faster. All right, Cole Zukowski, I think that's how you say it, has, how long did it take you to get your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube? It depends, because like I made the YouTube channel and I posted like season edits, like just one video from like, this was years ago. Technically we started like October 22nd of last season, and we hit our first 1,000 subscribers I think in the first month. It didn't take that long, which is a lot of people's hardest thing, is getting that first 1,000 subscribers. The reason why we were so successful and we got so many subscribers so fast is, one, there weren't any snowboard vloggers. I'm pretty sure we were the first vloggers. Now we got like David Jones, Matt Minianchi, Ryan is now doing more of a vlog style, Board Archive, which is TJ from Snowboard Pro Camp, and then Snowboard Pro Camp's kind of transitioning into a more vlog stylish too, because people like to connect with us. And no one, it wasn't really, it's not a flooded market. Even with those 5 YouTubers, those are 5. There's only 5 of us really that are making this type of content, and there's how many people that snowboard? So if you're searching snowboarding at Keystone, you're finding me, Ryan, TJ. Snowboarding at Breck, me, Ryan, TJ. I'm sure Matt, the reason why he's getting a ton of subscribers, kid's killing it, is because if you search snowboarding in New York, I think is where he lives, you're finding his videos. David Jones, snowboarding in, I think he's in New Zealand, finding his videos. Like that's how we got these subscribers, is we're not in a flooded market, we have something new, and we have something people are looking for. So that is how you get subscribers. Whether it's, if you're playing video games, you got to find a video game that or you got to find a video game people are playing, so it's searchable, but you got to be doing something different that people aren't doing. That's how you're going to get more subscribers. All right, Charlie Longfish has one of my favorite questions to answer. Best job to have to live near snow. Now I'm going to assume that you want to snowboard as much as you can by living here. So I'm going to go that aspect. I mean, because you could live near snow or live up here in the mountains and never snowboard or ski, and there's ways to do that. The easiest way would be working for the resort. If you want to snowboard as much as you can, like I did 161 or 62 days last season, the way I did that is I got a job that allowed me to do that, and that job didn't involve the resorts at all. If you work for the resorts, you work while the resort is open. Now, up here, and at least in Silverthorne, or in Summit County, where Breck, Keystone, Copper, all these mountains are, cost of living is crazy. That's the hardest part. It's not getting a job, it's finding housing. You're going to be paying $900 for a 1-bedroom apartment, but you'll get a job that's going to pay you $15 an hour. So that's nice, but your cost of living is ridiculous. So the trick is to find a job that will let you snowboard all the time, pay you well, and then try and find a good living situation. And honestly, you're going to have to work your butt off for all 3 of those. Because you can get a job that'll pay you okay, you can get the hours that you need maybe, and then the cost of, or the living, that's currently the new hard thing. So I get, like, it took us 2 months to find Daniel a place to live, and honestly, he's in a good situation, but the kid's paying a ton in rent, and it sucks. I feel bad for the guy. So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's work. If you want to do this, you got to work hard, but that's kind of life. Pat Bryan, what do I think about Rogers and Danica Patrick? Hey, Johnny Conan, any tips for learning to ride switch? It really comes to just doing it. You got to do it. You got to be strict. If you want it, you got to do it. Start every run switch, and you'll learn just like you learned how to ride regular. Those are my tips. A lot of questions about Park City. That trip was planned. We had everything in line. A family issue arose, and so the trip was canceled. I'm still going to try and make it happen, but that is a thing. Okay, Lucas Cuss, do you adjust the angle of your high back to be in line with your edges of your snowboard? No. I don't do a lot of the things that a lot of people do. A couple of reasons is it's more than a hobby for me. I'm doing it all the time. So if you're coming up for 1 day a week, like a lot of people like to tune their things, and I just also, I don't pay attention to things like that. I'm kind of like a bad example of a snowboarder. Like, I don't wax my board every 4 days. I don't adjust my high backs. And the only time I would ever do that is if I was going to ride a ton of pipe, and I really wanted to get into pipe because you can adjust them and it helps you ride the pipe walls. But tuning my edges, I don't do that. I actually detune them. There's just a ton of things I do. Like I I don't really know. People might crucify me for this, but I don't know like camber, rock, like all those. I don't honestly. I don't really care. I rode the same snowboard, like the style, like the K2 Worldwide Weapon, for the last 4 or 5 seasons. I've just been getting those boards for really cheap, and I'm like, oh, a cheap snowboard that's gonna put up with 300 days of snowboarding on it before it breaks. I want it, and it's cheap, and I would just bang it out. This channel is actually making me branch out of that and kind of look into more things and kind of pay attention to more. But honestly, it's funny you asked that question because I never even thought about lining your high backs with your edges. I've only known about adjusting your high backs for comfortability and for riding pipe. So to answer your question, even though it could have been a short one, is no. YRNEHR123 asked, are you going to hit bigger jumps? Yes, I love jumps. I actually love big jumps. There's 2 things that are kind of the problem right now. I'm upset with my snowboard. I don't want it. I'm in the market for a new snowboard, so I need to get a new snowboard. And then haven't been riding a ton with Ben this season. It's frustrating because like going out and hitting the jump line 3 times because we're going to do 6 runs whenever Ben like our days aren't lining up. And then Daniel, like me and Daniel other people have been getting full days, but Daniel's filming isn't on par to ride a 3 large jump line like Ben is, because Ben can ride switch, so it's been comfortable edge. He did it all last season. So there's a couple things getting in the way of riding big jumps. Also, it tears me up because like my hand's busted. I can't really spin and grab and do the things I want to do, and I don't want to risk doing a 540 and slamming my hand against the ground. So those things are getting in the way of riding big jumps because if I just go straight air them a bunch, it's not very good vlog content. And it also eats at me personally because I'm like, dude, I could be 540ing this. I could be doing a 720. Like, I want to do these things. I really want to backflip jumps. It's like, stuff is eating me alive with this hand. And I am being pretty cautious with it because I need to go back to work. Like, if I broke my hand on work leave, I'm pretty sure they'd be pretty upset with me. Jamie Mulford asked, what day of the week was this filmed? Asking about the last vlog, which that was a Sunday. What's with the crowds? Are weekends more crowded this year too? The crowd, I've been seeing it, this is my 8th season, I've been seeing it for the last 7 seasons. It is exploding. This sport is literally exploding. More and more people are going. The crazy thing is the sport's getting more and more expensive, but that's not slowing people down. People are coming snowboarding, which is great because like more people can watch the channel. More people in the industry is only better for the industry, but the lines are insane. And that was a Sunday. It used to be like Saturdays were really bad. Sundays weren't that bad. It was a holiday weekend, so that didn't help at all. But at this point, it's really hard to avoid the crowds. I actually find it better to go in the afternoon. Like showing up at 12, all the early morning riders came, left, so you get to drive in, not dealing with any parking attendants, find the parking that you want, and then you don't have to deal with a ton of people flowing and clamming up the gondola. Most people have already gotten on the mountain, gotten to where they want to ride, and then so the lift lines are died down, and then you don't get any fresh corduroy, but later in the season, it's a lot softer, it's slushier, and that helps out too. So I've become more of an afternoon rider. However, a full day of riding is always the best. I'd love to get out and ride 4 to 6 hours a day and make YouTube videos. That would be like ideal. But guys, that was like the majority of the best questions. There are a couple other in there. The trick list is not going away. We are going to grind out the trick list. A couple things with the trick list is because I got some pretty heavy tricks on there. Hand, number 1, I've mentioned it a couple times. 2, my snowboard I'm having issues. I can't clear any jumps, and it's not mental. Like, I'm totally confident in my riding. I want to go and kill it. I feel like my snowboard's holding me back, so I'm in the market for a new snowboard. Maybe we'll kind of do like a finding a snowboard video. At this point, I'm willing to invest a lot of money into a snowboard, where back in the day, it was like, can I get a snowboard for about $100? I'll spend a little bit more now on a snowboard because I want to branch out and stop riding the same exact model. I want to find a board that's going to really help me get to the backside 900, the 550 off a rail. I mean, the board doesn't play too much into that, but it does help you to a certain extent. And then other than that, it's just time on the mountain. Like I had a pretty gnarly family issue come up. Still been able to crank out a couple videos, but this month of not working and shredding every day, hasn't really turned into that. So, but that happens. We're gonna keep riding. Daniel's progressing. Ben's progressing. We now have red Evolution stickers. They're sick. The What a Nice Guy clothing merchandise is out. And I got another awesome piece of merch launching soon, but I want to launch it in the coolest way possible. So stay tuned for all of that, guys. I really appreciate all the love, all the support. We got the Karma Grip. Like, a lot of things get to me that shouldn't. Like, when we were using the other gimbal with the humming and all that stuff, it bugs me. It makes the vlogs, I'm not trying to give you like a false persona, but I'm like, I hate being behind the camera being like, I'm so irritated that everything I say to the camera is going to have this weird hum. But you guys all supported the channel, all pitched in, or a lot of you, I mean, everyone that watched the video supported it. I mean, the ability to just get a Karma Grip was so nice, and the grip is so much better, and it's making the quality of the video so much better. I'm super stoked. And it also charges the GoPro the whole time. I don't have to change batteries. So there's so much good happening with this channel, and like, I could just sit here and just mumble forever. I know a ton of people don't watch the Q&A, so I appreciate everyone that participated, watched it, and I cannot wait to keep making awesome content with you guys, and eventually just hang out with you every single day, not working a job, just snowboarding and sharing the content and the mountain with you guys. With that, guys, as always, merch in the description. Like, subscribe, share the video, and as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you next time. Red. They're red. That's so sick.